everyone. Thanks for being here today. My name is Joy Mbata, and I will be presenting the clinical and environmental background driving our project. First, the problem we are addressing is that unincorporated communities along the Texas-Mexico border face severe water and wastewater infrastructure deficit. As documented by the Government Accountability Office, these structural gaps leave residents without reliable access to basic utilities. Second, the risk is immediate. Recent 2-year studies have identified toxic heavy metals, specifically arsenic, lead, and uranium, contaminating local sources. This exposure places low-income families, elderly residents, and children at a disproportionately high risk for preventable waterborne illnesses and chronic health disparities. Finally, our organization is taking action. We are launching a targeted 12-month public health initiative that deploys free residential water testing, intensive community hygiene workshops, and multi-agency infrastructure mapping to protect long-term health outcomes. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Erica Maldonado, and I will be discussing the goals and objectives of the Colonias Clean Water Alliance initiative. Our long-term goals are to improve health and quality of life in Texas colonias by increasing access to safe drinking water, reducing exposure to harmful contaminants, and promoting environmental justice through community education and advocacy. To achieve these goals, we have several objectives for the first year. We plan to provide free water testing for at least 200 households, conduct 10 educational workshops reaching 300 residents, and establish partnerships with at least 3 local organizations. We will also distribute water safety materials to at least 500 residents and evaluate our impact through surveys with the goal of increasing participants' knowledge of water safety by 25%. Together, these efforts will help create healthier communities and support long-term improvements in water access throughout Texas colonias.
Hello, my name is Alex Munoz. I'll be going over the sustainability and evaluation of our presentation. In order to keep sustainability, we want to train local residents to function as a community water health advocates, as well as create bilingual teaching materials for ongoing community use, focus on boosting relationships with nearby agencies and nonprofits so the water safety effort to keep moving forward. Search for extra grants and community-based funding routes so the services stay available without interruption. And distribute what the project finds to local leaders to help secure back-in for the next round infrastructure upgrades. For evaluation, we would want to figure out how many households are actually getting water quality testing, right? Look at how many people show up for workshops and outreach events, measure the participation rates in a particular way. We would want to run pre-surveys and then post-surveys to see what they learned about water safety and contamination risks. Set up a comparison between the first and later water quality testing outcomes so we can judge if things have gotten better or, gotten worse. Collect input from participants and use that kind of feedback to tighten up the future program activities. And last but not least, put together annual reports that spell out the results, the outcomes, and the neighborhood impacts.
The suspected total budget for our project is $405,200. Breaking that down into suspected costs are water quality and testing and clean drinking water for 200 households, totaling to $176,400. Workshops and distribution of educational materials, totaling to around $100,000. Evaluation of current and future project effectiveness, totaling to $90,000. Cost recirculated into the community, including training local community members and local community partnerships, totaling to $38,800. Potential investors for this project include the Texas Department of State Health Services, the Texas Water Development Board, Methodist Healthcare Ministries, Rural Community Assistance Partnership, government grants, and local community foundations.